Your FastMCP server is running, but how do you actually define who can access which tools and resources? We'll use the eunomia-mcp CLI to generate and customize a policy file, giving you fine-grained control over client permissions. You'll see exactly how to initialize policies for your server and validate them before enforcement.
Create a default policy file. Eunomia-mcp init. Or create a policy file customized for your FastMCP server. Eunomia-mcp init custom MCP. App server MCP.
This demonstrates the policy as code pattern for Authorization middleware. The approach externalizes access control rules into declarative JSON policies, completely separating security logic from your application code. What makes this distinctive is how it transforms authorization from hard-coded checks into dynamic, version-controlled configuration. The middleware operates as a transparent filter between clients and your MCP server, automatically mapping incoming requests to policy rules. It implements both visibility control, hiding unauthorized tools, resources, and listings, and execution control, blocking unauthorized operations, all without requiring changes to your existing tool implementations. The separation between policy definition and enforcement creates a clean boundary between what your server does and who can access it. This pattern solves the common problem of authorization sprawl, where access checks become entangled with business logic. By centralizing rules and policy files, you gain auditability, can modify permissions without redeploying code, and maintain consistent enforcement across multiple servers. The trade-off is operational complexity in managing policy files, but for systems requiring fine-grained access control, this approach scales far better than inline permission checks. Let's break it down line by line.
Create a default policy file. Eunomia-mcp init.
This initializes a default policy configuration for eunomia-mcp, creating the necessary file structure and baseline rules. Required before defining custom policies, it establishes the foundational schema that all subsequent policy definitions will extend.
Create a policy file customized for your FastMCP server. Eunomia-mcp init custom MCP. App server MCP.
This generates a custom policy file targeting a specific FastMCP server instance. The app server MCP argument explicitly binds the policy to your server's endpoint, ensuring the generated configuration matches your deployment's exact requirements. Use this when you need precise control over server-specific policies. Policy initialization pattern. The eunomia-mcp init command generates the foundational policy file that bridges your FastMCP server's capabilities with authorization rules, mapping MCP methods to actionable resources. Custom MCP paths require explicit declaration via custom MCP to ensure the policy engine recognizes your server's unique routing structure. A single policy file now governs both visibility and execution across all your MCP endpoints.
The policy that restricts nothing controls everything.